Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Celebration Center for Spiritual Living in Falls Church, Virginia. My name is Irina Kurashevich and I'm a practitioner at the center, and today I will be our host. We are getting together to continue to discuss our global theme for 2021, Timeless Wisdom, Evolutionary Vision. The January theme for the Center for Spiritual Living is Timeless Wisdom, Evolutionary Vision. So we're setting intention. Last week, Kristen, Reverend to be Kristen, she was speaking about intentions. And I would like us all just to relax, take a moment, and set an intention just for this hour. What are we going to experience? What are we going to be? What are we going to feel? And just take a breath and let it be. And set it aside. Set aside everything, your breakfast, if you had it or not. Set aside the schedule of the day. What are you going to do? Set aside the plan for the week. What are you going to watch? What are you going to read? What are you going to think? Just let it go for this moment at least. And bless it. It's all important. It's all important things. And breathe in. And take this moment to make an intention for this hour. What are you going to be? Where are you going to be? What God qualities am I going to experience? And I invite you not to judge yourself for anything that came to your mind. Is it all God and it's all good? And my intention to be grateful. I am grateful. As I set my intention, I know that I am. And I'm grateful to be the part of this community. I'm grateful to be in service. And I'm so grateful to know that I'm loved and supported. As I know that there is Ivor and Reverend Faith who are in service behind the screens. They gently orchestrate the technical side of the service. I'm grateful for Jen, who is our platform practitioner today, who is a real prayer warrior. She's always say yes to a prayer, to revealing the truth. I'm so grateful for Lynn, who is our music director. For her art, for her love to music and to us. And I'm absolutely grateful for our dear friend Tipora, who is our special musician today. She has a soft voice, and this is one of the strongest voices I've ever heard. It is so soft and so strong at the same time, and so beautiful. And I'm absolutely grateful to have Lushan Baker to be our guest speaker today. I'm so grateful that we just, our lives touch and we touch each other's journey and we learn from each other. And today, Lushan said yes to share his journey with us, a little part of it. And little is very significant, as we all know. I'm so, so, so grateful for everyone who is here today, just because they made their choice, their consciousness choice to be here and to be in service. I'm absolutely grateful. And I know that my intention of gratitude continues. It flows. And I know that every intention that was made today is completed. It becomes the reality. As we know that there is no gap between intention and reality. It's just one breath. And I'm so grateful. And I let it be. And I celebrate in God. And so it is.
So it is.
And with this, we have an opening song.
Thank you, Irina. I'm going to do a song, Walk With Me by Goldford. Walk with me, I'll walk with you down these troubled roads we've stumbled into. Well, in this thing together, we're gonna make it through. If you walk with me, I'll walk with you. Be there for me, I'll be there for you. Where we're running out of hope, when we don't know what to do. Like a candle in the darkness, shining bright and true. I'll be there for me, be there for you. Whoa, everything is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright, alright. Now it's you and me, have better days coming. Yeah, everything is gonna be alright. Walk with me, I'll walk with you. I know the rain of today will bring tomorrow's bloom. When we can't see where we're going or what the world is coming to, you walk with me and I'll walk with you. Whoa, everything is gonna be alright. Yeah, everything is gonna be alright, alright. 'Cause you and me got better days coming. Yeah, everything is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright. Yeah, everything is gonna be alright.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you. What a wonderful, wonderful opening song. And we continue with a prayer with Jan Fay.
Good morning. So just reminding you about the power of prayer and that you can put in a prayer request on our website. There's a button there that you can push, and we practitioners will get those prayer requests and pray on them for the week. So I encourage you to do that, whether it's something you are trying to change or something you want to expand or bringing that new vision for the new year into fruition. I have a couple of readings today. I was listening to On Being this morning with Krista Tippett, and she had a guest who's a physicist. This is a spiritual program, but she had a guest who's a physicist. I love it when science and spirituality come together, and his name is Frank Wilczek. And the title of his book that they were talking about is A Beautiful Question, Finding Nature's Deep Design, which I thought might play in somehow to Lucian's theme of the cosmic architect. And Frank is talking about language. A language community is not just a group marked by its use of a particular language. It is an evolving commune in its own right, whose particular view of the world is influenced by a common language tradition. A language brings with it a mass of perceptions, cliches, judgments, and inspirations. When one language replaces another, a people's view of the world must also be changing. So I think the language of science of mind is having that sort of influence. This is just a description of what a vision is from Reverend Margaret Shepherd from the Vision Builder's Manual. A vision is an inspired ideal experience you want more than you fear change. I'm going to read that again. A vision is an imagined ideal experience you want more than you fear change. And then I have one more reading that I love from Julia Cameron, The Artist's Way, about vision. As we give up idealizing people, places, and things, and place our dependence on the source of life itself, this source meets our needs through people, places, and things. It's like we shake the apple tree and the universe brings us oranges. The unexpected opportunities that came in the process of being willing. That means if we are willing to be in service to this vision, by remembering who we are and the power that is behind us, remembering the love that has our backs. If we remember that this vision has come to us from spirit, even if it feels selfish, if it serves to light us up, it was placed in our minds and hearts by spirit. If we remember to nurture ourselves, to love the creative child that wants to play within the vision, if we do these things that may not look like action, for much is done in mind, we will open an invisible channel of support that will not only fulfill the vision, but serve to inspire others to fulfill theirs. So taking a breath with me as we move into prayer. Recognizing the presence of spirit in all of life. Opening to that grand idea of a vision that is not burdensome or holds any energy of should. It's a vision that lights us up. It's a vision that might feel selfish because it feels so good. And yet that is Spirit's desire for us to feel joy, to feel fulfilled, to bring deep meaning into our lives. And so I support this and affirm this idea of a vision for each of us, that we are moving toward the fulfillment of that vision. And if we're not sure what that vision is, that we affirm our own clarity about life, that we allow ourselves to be attracted to what might lead us to that vision, that we follow that divine guidance, that thread that leads to an opening of something wonderful. And so as I affirm all of this for all of us, I also affirm this for all of life, that all of life is evolving, finding its balance, finding its inner strength, finding that space of truth that leads to lightness and justice, peace and love. I'm so grateful for a vision that moves me forward in life, that pulls me into the future with a sense of trust and wonder. And as I release these words into the law, it responds perfectly to what I believe and what each of you believe. And as we share beliefs, they amplify the power of what is possible. I know all things are possible, and so it is.
And so it is. And so it is. What a beautiful reading and wonderful prayer. Thank you, Jen. And now it's my pleasure and honor to introduce you our special musician for today, Tipora Belizikyan.
So happy to be here with y'all. It's always a pleasure. I love this song because the 4 words that pop off the page to me when I'm singing it are music, love, rhythm, and stillness. It doesn't get any better than that. So this is Oya Hey by Ricky Byers, and feel free to sing with me. I am listening to the music of the Holy, Holy Spirit. Oh, what a song God is singing. I will listen all day long. I will listen all day long. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Hallelujah. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Hallelujah. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Hallelujah. I am lifted by the love of the Holy, Holy Spirit. Oh, what a joy God is being. Praise the Spirit all day long. Be the Spirit all day long. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Hallelujah. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Hallelujah. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Hallelujah. I am moving to the rhythm of the Holy, Holy Spirit. This dance of life God inspires, keeps me dancing. My faith is strong, keeps me dancing. My faith is strong. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Oh yeah, hey yeah. us see it everywhere. Let us be it everywhere. Oh yeah, hey, ah. Oh yeah, hey, ah. Oh yeah, hey, hallelujah. Oh yeah, hey, ah. Oh yeah, hey, ah. Oh yeah, hey, hallelujah. Oh yeah, hey, hallelujah.
Thank you, Tepora. It was absolutely beyond beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. What a beautiful prayer and music. Thank you. We have a guest speaker today. And Kristen, our Reverend to be, she asked me if I have someone in mind. And I said, I have several speakers in mind. And she said, do you mind if I recommend someone? I said, oh no, I'm always up to new faces and new experiences. And she sent me a contact, she connected us, Lushan and me. Today, our speaker is Brother Lushan, as he's proudly known. Lushan Baker III was born and raised in Oakland, California, where he still lives. And it is an interesting thing. When I read his bio, I was thinking to myself, he has grown up in the science of mind philosophy, hailing from a line of science of mind ministers and practitioners. His grandmother is the Honorable Reverend Eloise Oliver, and he learned at a young age that God is all there is, a philosophy that serves him well during his life. Brother Lushan has taught classes, volunteered for various duties, and has consistently given sermons at churches all over California. Recently, he serves as the Director of Youth and Family at Oakland's Center for Spiritual Living. In 2004, when Lushan was 23 years old, just think, 23 years old, he became a licensed practitioner. I think that since 2004, he's still the youngest, the youngest person who obtained the license of a practitioner. Lushan speaks the message of real life in a language that youth of today can relate to. He's a former rap battle MC and now proud to be making waves as a motivational speaker. So probably, Lushan, we will have you back as our guest musician as well. And Brother Lushan and his wife Sarah and their 3 children spend lots of time volunteering and working to make Oakland a great place to live. He is proud to serve in the city of San Francisco as a case manager working to remedy homelessness. He's inspired to continue to make the science of mind philosophy as accessible to youth and people who need it most, bringing the gap between our elders and our youth. This is absolutely wonderful. And I was thinking when I started to study science of mind, they were telling, the philosophy tells us that we can be whatever we want, whatever we want to do. And being raised in this philosophy, you may think, oh, I want to become astronaut and just, just be, because you know that it's possible. And what absolutely touched my heart that Lushan now is a ministerial school. So he decided to become a minister. And for me, it's the desire to give back to this philosophy and to expand it, to know how much it can give to people and to share it. So I'm absolutely delighted and grateful to give you Brother Lushan. You're muted.
Okay, that's better. Thank you so much. Celebration, indeed. That is what's going on here. This is a celebration. I thought that I was tired. I thought that I was sleepy this morning, but no, something has happened. Y'all have transformed me, and I am pumped and full of God. And I thank you all. I am Brother Lucian Baker, and I am so honored to be here with you on this beautiful Sunday. I ask, what are you standing on? The universe. The universe has no end. The universe is constantly building out of itself and constantly forever and ever expanding. Love, pure, uncut, raw, no watered down love is the essence of this place we call the universe. The universe wants us to be happy, which is why the universe only knows one word, and that word is yes. Every thought, every emotion, every feeling, every action, everything is an affirmation unto the universe where we always get what we ask for, whether we're conscious of it or not. We are all architects of our life existence. We are all using these building blocks of consciousness to build this life experience right now in this place that we call the universe. Our consciousness are the building blocks of this experience. Our consciousness is the building blocks of this thing that we call consciousness. Like it or not, this means that we've built what we have built ourselves thus far in our life, whether we like it or not, whether we like what we see, that is a reflection of our consciousness. So when I ask my original question, what are you standing on? Here are my reasons. Number one, because I'm actually talking to myself, and having all of you here makes it a lot easier for me because then I don't have to feel crazy about it. But number two, because we all know we are manifestations of the universe. So as cosmic architects, we must all remember that anything built to last can only be built on love, period. Anything built that is not built on love as the foundation is not built to last. We only fail when we give up. Anything the heart is fully invested in can only give us positive results. I'm going to say that one more time. Anything that the heart is fully invested in can only give us positive results. Failure is something failure in something we love is not failure. It is learning. It is a learning experience. It is growth. Now, I'm willing to bet that everyone joining us with us right now has asked to be great on some level at some time in their life. I know it. First of all, I feel the vibe of this beautiful center right now. I feel it, and I already know and am experiencing the greatness, so I know what I'm saying is true. However, beyond that, you are already a perfect expression of God. So therefore, you were already great, and you've already got the hardest part done. Let's go back a little bit, maybe a little bit further for some of us older people here. There was a time where we were safe and warm and in our mother's belly. We didn't have to ask for anything. Anytime she ate, we got the nourishment first. We were in there protected, warm, and comfortable without one care in the world. And then one day, we were forced out into this cold world where we had to experience things like gravity and tying our own shoes and hard mathematical equations and broken hearts and bullies who bother us every time we go to school. We already got the hardest part done. Life itself is the original tragedy anyway, and we have gotten through it. Here you came, here you emerged, here you came out of the universe and said, yes, I am ready to experience this thing we call greatness. We have already decided, whether we remember it or not, whether we're happy about our choice or not, we have all answered the yes to our greatness already. You can't not be great. You already are. You are a divine individual expression of God right now in this moment already. You are great. So on behalf of the universe, the very thing that connects us all, I apologize, but you asked for this. And might I say, you are doing an amazing job. However, what comes along with this thing called greatness is growth. You get where I'm going with this, right? Growth. Good old growth. Mentally, physically, spiritually, professionally. We grow and grow forever and ever expanding, just as the universe that created us. Growth is inevitable. It is also uncomfortable. You know what? Bump that. Growth is outright painful at times. We all go through it, and we can all agree that real growth does not feel good. But that same pain and uncomfort is our best friend. As you go through that growth, remember that you are the architect of your life experience. There is no you and God. There is only God. And perception is everything. A rapper by the name of Jay-Z, some may know who that is. That's Beyonce's husband. He said on his first album, friend or foe. What we get to say is obstacle or opportunity. What are you standing on? What are you choosing to see? Perception is everything. Yes, as Irina said, I was formerly a rap battler. And I remember in my rap battling days, a friend of mine named Awkwards, that was a stage name, he decided he didn't want to battle any more people from the West Coast. He decided, yeah, I'm from the West Coast. I'm ready to start battling only people from the East Coast for a while. And so we called out a lot of the East Coast best battle rappers at this time in his career. And I'm so glad I got to witness it. Seeing Awkward's battle was just an amazing thing. He knew how to analyze people and just make this beautiful thing in the battle. I can't explain it. And this guy he was battling by the name of T-Rex came all the way to Oakland. Now, if you're not familiar with hip hop culture and history, the East Coast and West Coast have always had tension, and there's always going to be a huge rivalry between us, even if it's just a playful one. It's always going to be intense. Two people who were staples in the hip hop community died over this East-West thing. And so now we use it as a reason to come together, but it's always going to be a competition. And so T-Rex came to the West Coast. There's tension between his camp and Awkward's camp, and you could cut it with a knife, the tension we felt in that room that day. And so Awkward's, because he's in California and he's in his hometown, he's beginning to poke at T-Rex and heckle him a little bit. And finally, T-Rex had to just stand his ground, and he shouted out loud enough for all of us to hear, "Hold on, I'm a gangster everywhere, homie." Now, some may hear that and think that's a negative thing. Well, why is he calling himself a gangster? Gangster in the hip hop community just means a warrior, means someone who goes against the grain, means somebody who does not take handouts from life, means somebody who is focused on what they want and they get it. Harriet Tubman was gangster. RBG, she was gangster. These are people we respect. And so in that moment, T-Rex, to back off awkwards from him, from trying to intimidate him, he shouted out, "I'm a gangster everywhere." Now, some may hear that and say, "Oh, that's a threat." No, 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 no. We know better than that in Science of Mind. That was an affirmation. And he wasn't even talking to anybody but himself. He was reminding himself of his greatness in that moment. Hold on. Who do you think you are talking to? Don't you see God in front of you? This is what we get to do. See, he could have taken that as an obstacle. He did not. He saw that as an opportunity to remember to affirm the greatness of God within himself. We are all cosmic architects. Timeless wisdom is simple. We are just intelligent beings, so intelligent that when something is simple yet so deep and powerful, oftentimes we feel disappointed. We seek the challenge. We seek for it to be a complex experience when it doesn't have to be. And so we say to God, "Make me great, God. I'm ready, make me great." And God says, "Well, first of all, you already are because I made you. But okay, all right. You want to be great. You already are, like I said, you're so great that actually you are speaking to yourself and me simultaneously because, well, there is no difference. But hey, I get it. You're human. You have to do that human thing. You need physical proof through struggle. So here you go. A nagging boss over here. a complicated relationship over here. Childhood bullies over there. Okay, have fun. Yes. Dreams are expensive, but they are always affordable. I don't have much to say about Capitol Hill like I thought I would. What I will say is that we are all witnessing, what we're witnessing in this country is that many of these buildings that are old and outdated are now coming down. Through these buildings, we're seeing the crumbling, we're seeing the ricketiness. And yes, even though these buildings are old and it is time for them to come down, they have served as shelter for so many through the years. But they were also built on weak foundations because anything other than love is not a foundation that is built to last. It is a normal reaction for any of us to be fearful when an inevitable change approaches. No, there are no enemies for us to think of. There are no sides for us to take. What I will remind myself of, however, is that love is not only the strongest foundation, but the only foundation solid enough to last through times and forever and ever, just as the universe. I don't care how fancy the building. If the foundation is weak, time will tell. Fear, ignorance, exclusion, all these things are weak foundations to build upon. And though that foundation has served a small demographic for a very long time, time has come for those buildings to now be replaced. But we people of higher consciousness know better than to focus on any of these, for they are not the root of error thought. Our own comfort is the root of error thought. It is our biggest obstacle. Thinking the same way throughout life is a lazy way to view the world. And comfort is what causes fear. Comfort is what causes hate. Comfort is what causes prejudice. Just as the universe is ever evolving, so must we, and so must our consciousness. And everything begins in the mind. Just as the song goes, let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. So now I ask all of us cosmic architects, what is your blueprint? Not only do I inquire your foundation, I also ask about your blueprint. What are your intentions in life? Do you represent or do you rep resentment? I still got it. Remember the words of the universe. Whatever we think, say, and feel is always answered with a yes. As we navigate through the universe, we experience much. Many of these experiences can be oh so tempting and cause us to lose focus. But when our blueprint is in order, we can always refer to our blueprint and continue building. Building in the building. Chef, what up? The building that we call the universe. Not only do I ask, what is your blueprint? But what are your tools? See, this is where we meditate to clear out the old and outdated pipes and things that are still in that building and stuff that no longer fit into our lives. This is where we watch our thoughts, our words, our feelings, our moods, our yada, yada, yada. This is where we pray. This is where we study. This is where we network to find the people to help us build our vision, to assist us. This is where we do all of that. And yes, we know that we always need the help of others. That's how big we dream. Reverend Derica Blackman said that your dream is supposed to frighten you. That's how you know it came from God, because it frightened you. It is beyond human concept to be able to fathom such a dream. That's how we know it came directly from the source. Your dream is supposed to scare you. What are your tools? Trust me, you have them. Faith is a muscle. So is intuition. You have so many. And experience, life experience is your gym. So now I ask, who's ready to get pumped? Who's ready to be buff? Who's ready to flex and go through life showing that they have allowed themselves to go through this life experience and put their muscles to the test? Shout out to all the gamers who may be watching, listening. I'm a kid from the 80s, so video games has definitely played a big part in my life. And later on, in my childhood, there were video games where you could create a player. You can create your own player. And some of the funnest parts about a creative player was you get to, create how the player looks. And then you get to add its skills and its special powers. And, while you're adding the one, it may take away from another. And, you get to just kind of play around with it until you make the player that you want. But what's really great about a lot of these games is you can build your skills by getting experience in the game. And then you can go back and add that experience to your creative player. And it's just a perfect analogy about life. We are all creative players in this game of life. And the way we build our skills is by simply playing and playing and playing the game. Now, I've mentioned my experience in the battle rap community. But what a lot of people don't know is before that, I was very into football. And I wanted to be a football star in my life, even though I'm 5'8" and I was very, very skinny. I thought I was going to be a football star. And our coach, Coach Beam, who actually is on Last Chance U on Netflix, he could not get me to catch the ball for anything. No matter what I did, just I was afraid of catching the ball because I was afraid of getting hit. And it used to drive him nuts. And so finally he came up with a method to make sure I would catch the ball. He told the defense, if he catches the ball, I want you to hit him. But if he doesn't catch the ball, hit him anyway. Are you understanding what's going on right now? You get hit every time you wake up to that alarm. You get hit every time you're stuck in traffic. You get hit every time you go to that job that you do not like that much, or that job you love, but there are people there who you do not get along with. You are going to get hit regardless. We might as well go after what it is we want. We might as well catch the ball. You're going to get hit anyway. This is the beautiful thing about life. Perception is everything. What are we choosing to see? Do we see obstacle or do we see opportunity? Rapper DMX says, I just love when a brother brings his whole crew. It's just another piece of cake for me to chew a hole through. Right there in that moment, he's saying, you can bring your whole crew. That is more for me. Let's do this. This thing called life is not always pretty, but it is all God. And we get to enjoy catching the ball and getting hit all in the same, because it's all part of the same thing, the same experience. It takes both rain and sunshine to make a flower grow. We are the builders of our life experience. And our consciousness is what we use as the building blocks for this life experience. This is cosmic architecture explained. Building in the building that we call the universe. Let us not forget, our dreams are supposed to frighten us. That is how we know they came directly from God. Reverend Michael Beckwith says that if you can see it, it is part of you. If you can see it, it is part of you. That's why you're seeing it. You're seeing it because it is you. There is no separation. Anything we see is an extension of ourselves, whether we like it or not. Celebration. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for this amazing experience. Namaste. And so now in this moment, I am knowing and affirming that there is one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect, whole, and complete. It is my life. It is the life of everyone on this Zoom and everyone not on this Zoom, for life and God and the universe are all just that abundant, forever and ever expanding. I bless this service, knowing that we are all reflections of each other, and that we all sharpen each other and keep each other beautiful, regardless of experiences, regardless of past pain or whatever. All of it is God, and we accept it, we know it, we recognize it, and we express it to our full capability. I am thankful. I am blessed. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Brother Lucian. Thank you for bringing us, to a different generation, I guess, right? Did we learn something? I did. I'm so proud I watched those rap battles, but I watched them in Russian. So to understand what they say, because Russian rap is a big thing in Russia. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to say big thank you to Kristen, right? That she recommended Lushan to be our speaker today. And we continue with the beautiful music by Tepora Belizika.
Wow, that blew my mind. I don't know about you all, but I feel like I just went to a spoken word event that was like, oh God. I was taking notes the whole time. I'm going to go back and write a song about all that. So this song, I did not pull out this song to express the architecture of the universe, but to express unity and togetherness and acceptance in relation to the times that we're in. And so that's the vibe on this song called Let's Walk Together. We are one family. We need each other. We are whole when the world is built on love. I see you
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Deborah. Thank you so much for blessing us with your talent and with this beautiful music. And let's say more thanks to Brother Lucian. Thank you again. Thank you for waking up so early and be with us. Thank you. And we continue with the different spiritual practices. We prayed, we listened to a spiritual uplifting message, we sang, we listened to music, and we go into giving. Spiritual giving is one of the spiritual practices in Science of Mind. And here is your opportunity to do that. We have a website, and there you can do lots of things. It's very, very easy. You can request affirmative prayer, as Jan mentioned, and it's purple button for this. You can subscribe yourself to our newsletter and just know what's going on in the community. The green button is for giving. Celebration Center for Spiritual Living is a tithing community. So whatever we get, we tithe. And so if you want to be a part of that circulation, please consider to give a donation. And under the blue button, you can find all Zoom events that our announcer will speak later about. Thank you, Ivor, for bringing up the website. And to kind of affirm our abundance, our desire to give, we have an offertory song.
Okay. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and by this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and by this we live.
Thank you, Lynn. And I know that Jan can't wait to bless the prayer requests and donations.
And so we move into prayer as a statement of gratitude as we bless these prayer requests, knowing that each request, just holding it in mind and then putting it out there into the universe, that is an action. It is an action in mind. And if you actually type it out, that's another level of action. It is a power in words, in writing. And if you speak those words, that is another power in action. So all of those take place in this wonderful process of requesting a prayer. For we will be speaking those words that are in the request, speaking those intentions into the universal law. And I'm so grateful to witness the prayer requests as part of the ministry of prayer and know that these requests are expanding everyone's experience, for we are one. And I'm grateful for the financial contributions and the contributions that come in other ways, that people are sharing of their gifts and their treasure, that they are sharing of themselves by participating, by being here. And then all of the contributions are held in this high regard, that the Leadership Council takes our funds that we share with this center and utilizes these funds in powerful ways, that they are multiplying through the law of circulation and that everyone benefits. And so I simply release all of these blessings into the law, knowing all is well, and so it is.
And so it is, and so it is. Thank you, Jan. Thank you. It's beautiful. And at this time of the service, we say thank you to our Facebook spectators, and we ask them to share the link, rewatch it, and come see us in our Zoom room, or continue to watch us on Facebook. Thank you for being with us.